I'm going to lead a practice now that's called square breathing or box breathing. And you can use this as a way to both train your mind and your attentional focus, to improve focus and attention, but you can also use it as a way maybe sometimes to calm yourself or center yourself when your mind is racing or agitated in some way. So again, it's called square breathing and box breathing. Before we start, just a quick note to say, if you have recently been very agitated or have a trauma history and you begin to do these practices that often bring you into the body and into a focused awareness, sometimes the activated nervous system of that trauma response or of your body's recent agitation can be quite uncomfortable as you bring your attention and awareness in the body. So if that happens for you, know that you get a choice of how to regulate and work with that. You could choose to not even do the practice, that it's too overwhelming today for you to go into the body or into a relaxed state in the body. Or you could choose to just stay at the surface level and regulate that. You can keep your eyes open, of course. So at any point, if you're doing the practice and you find that agitation, irritation, maybe see if you can, rather than have to be all or nothing, do it or don't do it, see if you can kind of imagine you have a dimmer switch to kind of regulate, down-regulate that, open your awareness of that, or close off some of your awareness to that experience. But our main focus for this period of practice is going to be aiming our attention at the experience of breathing, and in particular, the rhythm of breathing in and breathing out. And we're going to use the image of a square or a rectangle as a way to help guide and maintain the focus of our awareness. So again, what I'd like you to do is either imagine that there's a square in front of you. You could look down at the floor and maybe there's a square pattern in the tile or the rug somewhere, or maybe across the wall from you there is a square or rectangle door or window or picture frame. Or you can just imagine for yourself that there is this square shape, and you could even trace it with your fingers. So here's how the practice is going to go. As we move along the bottom, actually I think I want to start on the left side. We'll breathe in as we come up the side. Hold that as we go across the top. Breathe out as we drop down the other side. And then just rest as we trace along the bottom. So again, breathing in as we come up the side. Rest as we go across the top. Exhale as we go down the side. Rest as we move along the bottom. So that's going to be the practice for the next few moments. Tracing the square literally with your eyes if you're looking at something on the floor or the wall, or even in your mind's eye if you close your eyes, and tracking that shape and noticing how long does it take you to fully inhale? How long of a pause? How long to fully exhale? How long of a pause? And you don't have to make the breath change, but let the length of the inhale and the length of the pause and the length of the exhale determine when you move from one side of the box to the other. So in this regard, you're aiming and sustaining your attention on noticing the breath coming in, noticing the pause after the breath in, noticing the sensation of the breath going out, noticing the pause before the next inhale. And we're just going to practice like this for a few moments. I'll stop talking now and you can do the practice and you just do the best you can. If your mind wanders or is distracted, or even you get tired and sleepy, Just notice that and continue aiming and giving more of your attention to whatever part of the breath cycle you're on. And as many times as your mind wanders or gets distracted, and you bring it back to the next inhale or the next exhale, you're doing it right. The practice of meditation is not the absence of all thought or absence of all distraction, but it's actually the skillful way of working with the mind's attention and bringing it back as many times as you need. So here we go. I stop talking now and you just trace the square, breathing in, across, down, and resting. If you find it helpful to continue tracing the square, do so. But it's also okay if you want to let go of that and just continue following the breath in and the breath out. And see if you can let your mind drop into and just rest in those gaps, those pauses between the inhale and the exhale. Or those gaps and those pauses between the thoughts, or between the distractions, when the only thing happening is breath and awareness of the breath. And just 1 minute more of this practice. If your mind has wandered or your effort has faded, maybe just give another 50 seconds of concerted effort to aim and sustain attention with the breath.